ain't the driver, the one in the back. Feeling like Crosby on turn to the max. You with, he ain't talking about nothing. Ain't ballin', babe, he can't afford a bag. These little broke ass right in the past. I come with more than half. I need my sack, rush it. You want me racks, rush it. Dress all black, rush it. So many hits, thought I had concussion. I need my sack, rush it. You want me racks, rush it. Dress all black, rush it. So many hits, thought I had concussion. Buckets. Let's roll.
What is up, y'all? It's Maxx Crosby in the building. We're back here on The Rush, and I am here with my brother, Brogan Roback, and today we have an extremely special guest. I mean, this man, you talk about credentials, you're talking about national champion, you're talking about Miami royalty, you're talking about, real Tony, Tony Montana in the building. The man has an accent like no other. We found that out. But the one and only Mario Cristobal in the building. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Miami, man.
Yes, that is cold.
You too. What's that like having a legend, a Miami legend like Jason Taylor, leading the D-line and seeing them flourish?
I think the best part about him is that, he's done so much in his life and his career. He really has nothing to prove, but he shows up every day like a hungry dude that has everything to prove. Yeah. And I think it's reflected in the way his players play.
That's incredible. Yeah, no, he's a guy that I admire, and it's it's crazy that we happen to run in to each other in the hallway. But he's a MAC guy. You know what I mean? We're Eastern Michigan guys. He's a dude that put our conference on the map and gave it its respect. So it's just cool to see somebody like you said that doesn't need to coach. He could be chilling by the water every day, but it's the love of the game. And me and Brogan talk about it all the time. You don't do this for money, you know what I mean? You do it because you love it. The money and all that follows. It's
Amen,
not about that. So it's cool. I wanted to ask you too, just about like coaching staff wise, since we're on that topic, is that something, what is that process like to you when it comes to hiring your guys? Because I know you like things a certain way. We talk about the trenches all the time. Games are won in the trenches. How is that process to you? And is it difficult trying to find the right guys to coach your guys and push that message out?
No doubt. I read it all the time, and I did have some great mentors. I had Coach Jimmy Johnson recruited me here and played for Erickson. Worked for Larry Coker, Greg Schiano, worked for Coach Saban out there and whatnot. So, like, the importance and the value of assistant coaches is everything.
Yeah.
And my high school coach was the baddest son of a gun of all time, Dennis Lavelle.
Okay.
He looks like Sensei Kreese from Cobra Kai. I mean, he's a bad dude, man. He is a rough and tough, rugged guy. And they always used to teach us the best thing a coach can do is to conduct elite practices, like mimicking the game to every detail. And to do that, you've got to have high-level dudes that not only buy into your process and philosophy, but also have like the legitimate passion to find those details to make give your players the absolute best chance they can have, right, to be successful. So, I think it's the most important thing that we can do. We've been lucky. I mean, we've had some home runs with guys like you just mentioned, Coach Taylor, our coordinators, Coach Mirabal. Up and down our roster, or our program, we've hit, and they're great people, and they know I'm a pain in the ass too. So if they can tolerate me, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, no, that comes with it. I mean, any head coach that has a lot of success, there's a certain way they operate. And, we talked about it. When you're at that age, especially from 18 years old to 22, you need that. You might not want it in your head when you're a 20-year-old to have your coach, make sure there's somebody walking you into class and doing all those things. But when you leave, you look back and we're like, that's what he was doing. You know what I mean? And I understand it now. And our relationship with Coach Creighton at Eastern, there was times where we're like, I hate this guy. You know what I mean? Behind the scenes, we're shitting on him. But then you look at it now, it's like he's like like another father figure to us, and it's just the little lessons you learn. But I think it's cool. You talk about the coaching staff and establishing that, and bringing the right guys to push your message and have everybody aligned. What is culture to you? Like, because everyone sees, the you and the history, and anybody knows more about Miami, it's you. What is your specific culture, and what do you push to the guys, and why do you think you're able to come into a program that has struggled for a long time? My lifetime, Miami has struggled until now. You know what I mean? And you look back, you've done that at multiple places. what is your message to your guys, and why do you think, it's able to have the type of success you have?
Yeah, we keep things real simple around here. As you see, you don't see a bunch of slogans on the wall. We don't. We certainly don't try to win the social media wars, with behind the scenes stuff. We're as simple as what Coach Johnson and company used to teach us, man, is nothing but your absolute best will be good enough. Nothing, and just apply it to everything and you'll be all right. He used to tell us if I had to have this ginormous book of policies and procedures and rules and all that, then I got the wrong guys. There's a DNA factor in here that has to be a part of the process and whatnot. But we go, man. We believe in keeping our mouths shut. I mean, most of the time, and really, yeah, most of the time. And just grinding and doing right by people, respecting the process, which is designed to maximize everybody's abilities, right? Optimal performance as a human being, as a football player, and as a teammate, man. Being a great teammate has got a ton of value. And we have a simple thing around here as well. It says nothing gets in the way of 1-0, man. Absolutely nothing. No agendas, no side, motives. It's just everything has got to be about 1-0 in everything that we do. So, yeah, we're pretty simple. It's nothing super philosophical and nothing extravagant that's going to, create social media waves. We believe that we were raised the right way. We had great coaches. We honor the game of football. We absolutely love, live for and die by football, and the great vehicle it is to help these guys provide a better life for themselves, their families, and maximize their value.
Yeah, it's hard when you walk around. When you walk around here, it's undeniable. There's hundreds of great players, Hall of Famers, guys that we idolized growing up, with the NIL era and how that is now, and everyone has their opinions on that. But how is it difficult at all for you, or is there any challenges that come into applying the tradition, the history that comes with you in an NIL era, right? Because it almost feels nowadays that it's a year-to-year thing. You have so many new faces that come into the program that weren't here maybe for the last previous years. Is that a challenge because you're kind of up against the clock, if that makes sense from here, or is that still something that's super important to you because you're a Miami guy, you won here, it's in your bones, right? So is that important to you, or are there challenges now with that?
Yeah, I mean, I am a Miami guy. I was a guy that used to hitch a ride a bike to come out here and watch monsters like Jerome Brown and Danny Stubbs and Benny Blades and Michael Irvin and all that stuff. So I live and die to be a Hurricane, but it was all the secret sauce is out there on Green Tree practice field. The magic was in the dirt. And so whenever we recruit somebody and we feel like this is a prospect we're going to go on, they have to come and watch us practice. They have to come and watch us on a nuts and bolts, meat and potatoes day, and watch how we go, how we teach, how we push, how we challenge, the levels of physicality that come with it. And then obviously, infuse them into the meeting rooms, grind on them, because as much as prospects evaluate us, we're evaluating them. And then maybe the best thing we do with our players once they're here is, our alumni reunion. There's about 400 former Canes, that come on out, and they're all crazier than
Between
bleep house rat, right? And in a good
animals.
way. These guys were brothers, man. And if you look at our locker room, we're every color, race, ethnicity, hairstyle, language. I mean, we come from all over, but man, the mindset is that of 1-0 and make sure that we're geared and we're prepared and we're trained to nothing but our very best and go kick somebody's,
Yeah, some ass. I'll say it for you.
Yo, quick break, guys. This one's brought to you by MoonPay. If you've ever been anywhere near crypto in the last 6 years, you've probably been using MoonPay without even realizing it. Over 30 million people across 180 countries use it to move between cash and crypto. Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal, Revolut, debit, credit, bank transfer, you name it. Start with as little as $20, done in seconds. And if you don't already know, Pump.Fun is the platform on Solana where anyone can launch a token in about 30 seconds. Content creators, founders, it's the most democratic launchpad in crypto, with one of the most generous creator reward systems out there. Over 1.5 million downloads, and it's become one of the fastest growing crypto platforms in history. And here's where MoonPay fits in. MoonPay now powers two things inside the Pump.Fun app. First, you can buy crypto directly with a card, bank transfer, Apple Pay. And second, this is a good bit, guys, right here. Cross-chain deposit. You've got crypto on Ethereum or Base, send it straight to Pump.Fun in one move. MoonPay handles the swapping. No more failed transactions, no more picking the wrong network, no more lost funds. Whether you want to launch something, trade something, or just see what's pumping right now, MoonPay and Pump.Fun is the easiest way in. And as always, guys, MoonPay makes buying crypto easy, but do your own research. Crypto is volatile. You can lose your investment. And MoonPay is a tool for transactions, not financial advice. Trade responsibly, Condor Cartel.
It's so special. You talk about, everyone sees the glorious things, the Saturdays, the big, the fans and everything. And you're talking about the practice field. He said the same exact thing when we did our tour around here. And, at Eastern, we had the bubble. And that was like our sanctuary. You know what I mean? And that's where men became, boys became men. And I think, I just kind of want to pivot off that. I'm a big believer in style of play over scheme. And just as a player, that's my belief. And I'm going to just put that out there. I'm not going to try to shift you into having that answer, but I think I kind of know where you're going to go. But so you're a style of play guy over scheme.
Yeah, all day, every day, man. It's the way you play the game, right? Yeah. It's an honor to have you guys here, man. Like our guys, they're chomping at the bit because they watch the way you play the game, and that's no better way to honor the game than to do it in that manner, man, and just keep going no matter what. So yeah, absolutely,
100%
solid play.
No, yeah. I love that.
Yeah, no, and obviously we talked upstairs beforehand and just about the physicality that you demand out of your team, and especially in the trenches. And obviously you have a major background from the offensive line and tight ends and living in those trenches. Right now in the interior, let's call it, you guys are, I don't want to say like rebuilding, but you're reloading in that sense. How important is it to establish that identity, and where do you feel like you are right now heading into the 2026 season with those guys, since that is your focal point?
I feel like reinforcing the fact that this 2026 team hasn't done shit yet.
Love it.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the good part is, we two-spot stuff, but the way we structure practice, everybody gets the same amount of reps. So these dudes that are now up, they have gotten a ton of reps against some big-time guys that just were selected this past week. So our confidence levels in them are ridiculously high, but our level of expectation of them, our demands of them, and the challenge of our offseason program is just as high. So it's not, we're not trying to wish in one hand and hope it happens in the other. We're speaking it into existence, but we're working it into reality with like the grind that comes with developing the trenches. And there's no walkthrough that can, specifically just prepare them for that. There's no meeting or series of meetings that could prepare them for that. They got to go out there and put their hands on things, right? They got to get their feet in the ground. They got to come out of their hips. They've got to establish half position, hand placement, understand leverage, numbers, angles, all that stuff, and really become just masters of their craft. And the only way to do that is to abide by the mother of all learning, the repetition, right? So sorry for the long dissertation, but I believe in the repetition, man, and we get a lot of reps and the right kind of reps.
Yeah, no, that's, people talk about consistency is, they just throw that word around, and everyone talks about, what does it take to be great? And they think it's some secret recipe or some, you're just born that way. Like, no, it's doing the same shit every day with intentionality. You know what I mean? I truly believe that, and that's what's helped me get to where I'm at. I wasn't anywhere near where I was, just a few years ago, but it's like when you're going out to practice, 20 minutes out in the field by yourself, hitting the bag, doing simple stuff like that, keeping your elbows in, like that isn't, the glorifying thing, and nobody sees you do it. It just, I know for me, it's helping me be able to evolve and grow as a player, and I fully believe in that. It's like the EDDs. Marinelli used to say it all the time, everyday drills are going to take you to exactly where you need to go.
Well, and I'm glad you mentioned that, and I'll say why is like our guys, they aspire to one day be in the league that you're in.
Yeah. And
we have to get them to understand that to survive a game against someone like you, brother, you better be like a ninja master at your craft. You know what I mean? 100%. To be able to hang with that, it's a whole different level, physical specimen, all right, regimentation, experience. So we're big believers in that.
I love that. Yeah, so you had obviously Ruben and our guy Mesidor. I'd seen that you gave us a little shout out on Twitter or X. They call it X now, but you gave him a lot of praise, and I seen you talking about Ruben as well, and his work ethic, and just speaking on that. What was it like watching those two guys in practice every day? Just what was that like? Were they competitive wise? What is like their nature? And just how fun is that as a coach just to watch them compete?
Yeah, a lot of times it sucks because they blow up practice. You're trying to run a semblance of an offense, man. And luckily for us, we had Francis, a first rounder, and then honestly, Markel Bell, if he had another year of college, he'd be a first round guy.
Yeah,
we thought we were going to get another year, but yeah, those guys are. I say it often, and I mean it in a complimentary way. It's Jurassic Park. I mean, these creatures are just. Every day, man.
Yes.
And we don't do much 7-on-7 pass. We do actual team pass, so that we want the defensive lineman to be able to close on the quarterback without hitting him, and we want that guy to work his pocket presence and extend plays and work scramble drill. But my Lord, it is you hold your breath sometimes because like things get launched.
Close.
You see like chin straps, ear pads. 100%. Helmets, they just launch things things just go kaboom.
Yes, the decals are popping off.
Oh my God, it's and again they bring an energy to practice.
Yeah,
like it sets the tone.
How much do you lean on that? The iron sharpens iron between the two of them, and I'm sure there's so many other battles. They're just highlighted because of how great they are, and they go in the first round. But I'm sure, based on just talking with you and what we see from the outside in, that's something that you're preaching to all the guys, right? But how much do you, as a coach, who you are hands-on, you have a great staff, and you know that they're going to do the job that's dealt with that hand, but how much do you lean on guys like Ruben and Mesidor and others to continue the iron sharpens iron and to be those guys on the field to kind of just voice that off to the rest of the guys?
Tremendously. I mean, they're first off the bus. They start us off in practice. As their careers, continue to progress, they started getting up in front of their teammates and talking. Man, when those dudes look in the eye and they send a message, it's one of those like, holy shit, man, we better abide by what this guy's saying. So, and you know what? They're equally as effective in the weight room. I mean, they lead those training sessions. They lead those. You see the humidity outside here, man.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be, the beginning of spring. It's already like Africa hot out there.
How can you not be in shape out here?
You have to be.
Right?
And there's literally so much pride in the things we go. Like when we practice, we go. I've never once heard those guys bitch about, man, why another rack? Why are we going so deep into? Why are we going a 14-play drive on this? Coach, that was no holding. Where'd you throw that flag from? Just to create adversity, and they gobbled it up, and you know what? They turned that into game day reality.
That's big for them to be able to realize that in the moment and at the age that they're at, because what they don't see is if they were to react in that way. So many misery loves company, right? And guys already have the sob story day in, day out. You're dog tired. You're day 45 in a row of banging into each other, pause, and doing that whole ordeal. And if they were to teeter on that front, it's a very contagious thing, and it can dwindle down and not ruin the room or the group, but it can. And so for them to just have that wherewithal about being like, hey, I'm just going to go about my business, and to bring your lunch pail, hard hat mentality that you bring to that, I think that's major. And I think that's a huge compliment not only to you, but also to the guys that you're recruiting and you're developing inside this building.
Brother, they're awesome. And we're blessed with an awesome staff. Like I say all the time, I get to, be in front of the media, both in good times and bad times, but the credit has to go to the players and to the coaching staff and to the buy-in, because what we do is really, really hard. And they can see past the front of their nose. They could see into October and November. It's like, you know what, if you're really tired and your ass is hurting, I promise you that dude in front of you is hurting twice as much.
Yes.
Because of what we do and how we do it. And if you could just buy into that, man, if you could really believe that and that, come on, better than anybody, man. Then when that clock strikes 0 and it goes into the fourth quarter, then when you put up fours, it means something. So, but again, we still go back to the fact that, man, we're in reset button mode. And the best part about this reset is that guys like Ruben, Akeem, France, they're still in the chats with the current players.
Yeah.
They're all over their asses about details. And so, they've now taken on the role of what those former players used to do in the 80s and 90s, where they come back and they really impact and influence these guys.
I love that. No, that's so important too. There's so much power in great leadership. Like if you're Coach Creighton used to say this all the time, and it stuck with me to this day. We were running gassers after practice one day. It was like we're getting ready for a bowl game, and they were killing us. Like Coach Bulla, Chuck Bulla was a great linebacker at Michigan State. He was my D-line coach, and Brogan knows, he would literally try to make us quit. And it was one of those days we're like pushing just some unnecessary drill to try to see who was going to break or not. We're pushing sleds and stuff across the turf, and we finished the practice running gassers. Coach Creighton looked at us, and he's like, and I was smoking, I was rolling, and he's like, if your hardest workers are your best players, you're gonna have a great chance every time.
Yes.
He's like, that's why we're good. He's like, we're gonna have a good chance when you and Brogan and all you guys are leading the run. It's contagious. I mean, it gives the guys that aren't there yet, or the guys who is a role player or whoever, they're gonna be like, okay, well, if he's, that's our guy. It's that dude's out there making the most plays and he's working harder than everybody. What am I doing? You know what I mean? It makes everybody want to do more, and that energy is contagious. And like you said, like, it's the little things. It goes both ways. If you hear your top guys, bitching and moaning in practice about doing an extra rep, it's the same way. It goes downhill, and then everybody else thinks it's okay because, your main guys and your leaders are not doing it. So I think it's cool, just to think about that, because there's so many. You have an opportunity every day, and we talk about consistency, and leadership's the same way. You got to talk to the guys a certain way every single day. You can't be on 5 days a week and off 2 of them. It doesn't work like that if you want to be great at what you do.
Hallmark Cards presents Mother's Day at Walgreens. Celebrate every mother figure in your life with Hallmark Cards at Walgreens. Show how much she means to you and how deeply she's loved. A Hallmark card is the perfect way to say thank you for all that she does. Don't forget, Mother's Day is Sunday, May 10th. Visit Walgreens today to find the perfect Hallmark Mother's Day card and make her feel truly special. Mother's Day means Hallmark Cards at Walgreens.
You mentioned something earlier about the importance of assistant coaches.
Yes.
Brother, they got to carry the philosophy back to their position rooms.
Yeah.
And communicate it.
Ain't no doubt.
Yes.
And implement it and get it done. So, and they are the head coaches of their specific positions.
100%.
They have to carry it.
Yep.
Because if they don't, brother, you're not going to operate at a high level. So that's why, again, we mentioned some guys on our staff earlier. We're ridiculously blessed because those guys are dudes and they confront demand. They're not afraid of BS. No one coaches, on eggshells because of portals or NIL. That's bullshit. Mm-hmm. Football's football, man.
I love that you simplify it too, because I'm sure you have horror stories for days of kids who haven't done anything or proven things that expect so much from a financial standpoint. And from a head coach, from your point of view, and a guy who has already done this without all that money, and we didn't have the NIL era either, but it's probably very important for you to be like, bottom line is you need to be a dude. You need to be able to play the game. And football is the main thing. We have that conversation all the time. We do the pod, yes, of course, because we love to talk with successful people and figure out what makes them tick and all those things. But don't get it twisted. The main thing is the main thing for Maxx. It's on the field. He takes care of business, and he does that till 8 p.m. at night, jumps on the pod, and then he closes it down at 10, and he's back up at 4 in the morning.
Let's go.
You know what I mean? And
let's go.
I'm sure that's it.
Go.
You want to inspire and relay that message to them, and sometimes the priorities can get mixed up with this day and age. So,
but you know what though? At some point in time, you have to have a meeting with the entire organization, everybody. Because you know what? I mean, there's never a balance as to who makes what. And some are misses and some are undervalued, some are overvalued. But when it's time to roll, you get them all in the same room and you say, look, man, everyone here is getting paid.
Yeah.
Whether you're a GA, whether you're a volunteer, coordinator, and you're getting what you earn, what you deserve, what you negotiated for, what you settled for. But right now, I don't want to hear shit. That's it. You got what you got, and we're going forward. So if you want to talk and bitch, we'll have you in NIL with Uber, and don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Let's focus on now going forward. And if you want to increase your value, man, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We want everybody to do well. But that talk, when it comes time to take care of business, it's about business, man. Let's go play ball.
Wouldn't it be sweet to be able to just throw them out there first before you can negotiate?
That'd be great.
Your real value's out there.
That'd be great.
Right? That'd be awesome. Can we get that in there?
That'd be great. It's really, we're all trying to figure out what is right, and there's no perfect system, and you really try to do your best by everybody.
100%.
But brother, it's hard. It's really, really hard, and we don't claim to be perfect at it, but we do our best, and let's roll, man.
Yeah, you just it's the same thing with NFL. Like, you're never gonna bat 1,000 with draft picks. You could have the guy that could be the most sure thing on the planet, and they don't pan out, but you draft some dude in the 6th round, and all of a sudden he's the face of your franchise. You never know.
Most imperfect science in the world, right?
Yeah, there's no perfect recipe to picking players. You just have to, trust your gut, rely on your values, and like you said, there's a style of play that is required when you go out there, and we start there, and then go from there. But no, it's cool. I want to talk about practice a little bit. I know you're, like you said, you're from Miami. You won national titles. You've done it all and seen it all. But back then, you're having 2-a-days. Practice is a little bit different. What is your philosophy on practice as far as, are you going to the ground? I know there's no 2-a-days. How do you push the guys? Like, what are specific things that you guys do here at the U?
And you mentioned that when we got here, right? He said, you guys need to come watch us practice.
Yeah.
Because we practice, and you talk about elite practice, so I'm actually curious to hear that as well.
Well, I mean, I'll say this. Yeah, back then, I mean, I remember you used to have to use a payphone. There were no cell phones. And you call your buddies, and he's like, man, we're struggling. We're dying, man. We're in 2-a-days. He's like, 2-a-days? I want to transfer there. We're doing 3-a-days over here at this school, So there were no guidelines. You go 6 days straight, you just wreck the body, So there have been a lot of advances that are positive. Some of them are a little bit like, come on, man, we got to do a little bit more work.
Yeah.
But we tackle throughout camp 3 times. We had 3 scrimmages. Always trying to increase the play count and the length of each drive to try to get extended play, build our lungs and our capacity and whatnot. But thud has to be real thud. Like, everything is chase and finish. You'll probably laugh. That's why it looks like a mosh pit, because the D-line coaches, the O-line coaches were behind the offense. And the moment that ball is gone, thrown or breaks, coaches play. We're all we try to really get our conditioning done by practicing and chasing really hard, trying to mimic the game.
I love it.
So we don't find ourselves grabbing that oxygen mask, man.
Yeah.
Thinking like that's going to help us on a game day.
Yeah. No.
But we probably spend an hour between indie, pods, block destruction drills. We actually do 5-on-4 pass rush just so that we could work our rush lanes and our set lines. No games, no twists for like reps of 3, like getting the ball down the field, retracing, chasing, before we get into 1-on-1s, 2-on-2s, 5-on-4, 7-on-7 run and pass, and then we get into the team run, play action, team pass periods. But we'll have an hour of technical, fundamental, and individual or 2- and 3-man combination work before we head into the team periods.
Love it.
And all units get the same amount of reps, racks of 4s, 6s, and sometimes 8. And a lot of play periods that relate to situational football.
Yeah. How important is that for you to make the practices that way, to make them so productive? I think even Coach like Signetti mentioned, like, we don't spend X amount of time in the building, but when we're doing what we're doing, we are locked in. And some people from the outside, even old school guys, might be like, no, you need to be in the building all day. You got to be football 24/7. But there's a million ways to skin a cat, right? And I bet you can probably see it now, and maybe you've had players even say, once Saturday comes, they're like, this is cake compared to what we've been doing all week long. Or it's set us up for this game to be a lot more fun, free-flowing because of the dog days and the hard practices that we've had that going against one another. I'm sure you've seen that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't try to overcomplicate things and don't ever try to claim that that we're perfect or know more than anybody else. We don't. We're very fortunate to have had great mentors, worked for great coaches. We've taken those blueprints and just kind of adapted them to what fits and works for us, and it's a high rep organization, but it's not a reckless rep organization, but during the springtime, spring is real because we have 17, 18-year-old guys that have to develop, and if you really want to develop your high school players and not be, portal reliant, if you can't, hit a fast forward button on their age, but you can hit a fast forward number on the number of reps they get in practice and develop them.
Yeah.
So they can be ready to play. So yeah, we go.
Yeah.
We go during the season. We're more mindful. Where Tuesday and Wednesday is rock'em sock'em robots, but we stay up.
Yeah.
You know, where Monday is very walkthrough, regeneration oriented, a lot of film work. Thursday's more spiders, hauling ass as fast as you can go.
A little speed, yeah.
A lot of speed.
A little
and then
speed, and then, yeah, it's like you have to trickle a little bit during the week.
You got to
There's a
download
science
it a
to
little
it.
bit.
Yeah, you go up, then back down, and then kind of once you hit the runway, like Saturday, or in the in college, it's like Friday is your day before, and you just kind of you're like preparing. Okay, we're about to take off, but it's good. It's like there's this. I've seen it so many different ways with coaches and different systems. It's like there's no perfect science to that either. You know what I mean? You got to know what's best for your guys.
And it's so new, man.
tough.
I remember being a freshman and, first day, and Coach Johnson, he's running us to, there's guys puking, projectile style everywhere.
There's one
Weeding
way,
guys
and it's
out.
fucking full speed, and we're gonna see who quits.
You've
first.
heard those stories of guys saying,
Oh, my
well,
God.
Coach, I have asthma. He's like, yeah, well, the asthma field's in the parking lot. Get your ass out of here. Like that's what it was. And now there's so much data and so many things. We have so many devices that help us just figure out what's best for our team. But we eat big. I mean, we eat like we eat like we're going to the electric chair every day.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just pounding the right kinds of
love it.
foods. Supplementation, nutrition is huge here. We track them from a sleep. We educate like crazy.
That's awesome.
We're just trying to get better, man. That's all we do. We're really focused on getting better.
That's
a little
huge.
1%, bro.
Yeah.
1% across the board. You can find that. And everyone's doing it. You just continue to grow and elevate. It's awesome to see, man.
Yeah. When
Absolutely.
you have kids, or I want to ask this actually. You mentioned guys with the portal, and then you have your high school kids coming in. Is that a weird thing to blend together if you have so many guys who have been playing the game at so many different programs, and then you got the money thing going on, but you have guys who are they're younger, right? And they're coming fresh out of high school, and I feel like the recruiting coming from high school, that number might be a little lower because of the portal, but is there a challenge in that, or how do you probably enjoy that and thrive in those moments, but just blending those together, if that makes sense?
I think it's like anything else in life, whether it be your business, your marriage, your friendships, your partnerships. It's all about the people.
Yeah.
You're bringing the right ones, it's great. You bring in the ones that aren't right, it's going to be a problem. And one thing that I always like to see myself in the locker room as a player and what I thought, and I just want to win.
Yeah.
And if the team knows you're bringing in some dogs that are good people that are going to bust their ass and do the right thing, then they're all for it.
Yeah.
If you bring in a guy that's not about the team and is kind of, one of those independent contractors that, is going to kind of, fight against the grid like Eddie Haskell's, right? All good to your face, and then behind the scenes, you guys are too young for Eddie Haskell.
Yeah, I've
Sorry.
heard the name.
Scratch,
I like the reference. Good.
But that's what we really, focus on. And again, getting him, like, you got to meet halfway for culture, right?
Yeah.
These guys are coming in. Who knows what they've been subjected to?
True.
Maybe early on time is like maybe today, maybe not. And over here it's like, brother, if you're not early, God help you.
Yeah.
So we do understand that a lot of these guys are still young and trying to figure it out, and we do hammer hard, but we also are about teaching, man. Like, we're teachers, and we need more people that are good for young people, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I just
agree.
believe that, like coaching, teaching, man, we just need a barrage, just flood these guys and surround them with guys that are and men and women that are gonna give them really good examples of what it's supposed to be like and look like. So we're kind of obsessed with that part, the teaching part. So, we're kind of simple, man. We don't
Keep it simple, though. I mean, it's
Amen, brother.
effective. I truly agree with you on that. I want you to talk about, pivot a little bit. Cam Ward. I got to play him this year.
How'd that go?
I got
You
him
got after
twice.
him? Did you?
I ended the
What did
game
he tell
with
you?
him.
I'm sure he said something.
He was quiet.
He was?
I was talking a lot of shit to him.
I gotta
But
call
it
him
was
tonight.
you got to talk to him. I love the kid and the competitor, and I definitely have seen him play for you guys and his competitive nature and his fearlessness. Like, you felt that on the field. But we were getting after them a little bit, so he didn't have much to say, and I made sure he heard about it. But he's a great player, you know what I mean, and he's got a bright future. But just kind of talk about his leadership and just what he brought to this program, because you know what I mean. Miami was in a place like we talked about, in a standstill of not what the standard of the Miami Hurricanes is, and just you coming in, Cam Ward, and just seeing that. What did he bring to the table specifically?
Man, he just galvanized everybody. I mean, he walked in that locker room and instantly, because they knew he was a badass as a player, you know.
Of course.
And he's trying to round up the receivers to go and throw on Saturday. And one receiver says, "Nah, I'm going to stay up here in Fort Lauderdale. I'm going to throw with Lamar Jackson." He's like, "Bitch." He goes, "You better hope Lamar Jackson throws balls to you this fall, because I ain't going to throw shit to you." You know?
Facts.
And
Playing for the Ravens? What are we talking
no
about?
doubt, man. You know, he set the tone right away. He brought ridiculous juice every day in practice, but he's also here at 5:30 in the morning, and he's digging deep in a film. Like, he wanted to be absolutely perfect at practice, and he played with guts, and there was no flinch in him, man. Nothing ever took him. He's another guy that 1-0 was not going to be derailed for anyone or anything, and he knew that he was going to have a great supporting cast. And he lit it up, man. #1 offense in the country. We always mess with him for his dad bod, you know.
Yeah.
All quarterbacks.
You're not the first person that's told me that.
But
yeah.
he tremendous parents, elite human being, and just I know he, very vocal. Here, he was nothing but super just awesome with everybody, and he knows exactly what buttons to hit and how to make people better. I mean, I love Cam Ward. I love his family, man. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's got a bright future, man. You get to see it, the competitive nature, the throws, the off-schedule throws, and just his will to win. Like, he wasn't in the, you're your #1 overall pick. You're not going to the greatest situation, and he didn't flinch one time. You know what I mean? And you could see as the season went, he got more and more comfortable and better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, shout out to Cam Ward, man.
Yes.
You're
He's
an
a
absolute
dude,
baller.
man.
He is a dude.
Starting something on your own sounds exciting in theory, but once you're actually doing it, you realize how many hats you're actually wearing. When we started this podcast, it felt like we had to figure out everything ourselves. Recording setup, schedule, branding, editing, distribution, and every week there was some new problem. It definitely can feel overwhelming when you're building something from scratch. That's why tools that simplify things are huge. For millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world, and about 10% for all e-commerce in the United States. From major brands to people just getting started with their very first idea. They make it easy to build a clean, professional online store with hundreds of ready-to-use templates so you can create something that actually looks good and fits your brand. Shopify also has helpful AI tools that can write product descriptions, create page headlines, and even enhance your product photos. And when it comes to actually running the business, Shopify puts everything in one place. Inventory, payments, analytics, shipping, returns, so you're not just juggling a bunch from different platforms. You can even run email and social campaigns directly through Shopify to help people discover your brand. So start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/rush. Go to shopify.com/rush. That's shopify.com/rush. Cha-ching.
Everyone's videotaping something, and I remember this sticks in my head. And we love Shador. Maxx goes a long way with the Sanders family and Prime, and we love Shador. He's been on the show, but they were working out together, and you could see respectfully the drastic difference. I felt like in the leadership. He wasn't for the cameras. He wasn't for anything flashy. He was about his work and strictly competing. And Shador is kind of chirping him, and us quarterbacks love to do that. And I have this running joke where it's like, us quarterbacks, we don't hate anyone because we have to get along with all walks of life. But we don't fuck with other quarterbacks. We just don't, because it's a competitive thing where,
Yeah.
But Shador's chirping him, and he didn't even care. He doesn't have time for that because he's strictly business. And I just think that was super cool to see at a guy at such a young age. And you saw that carry over to Max's point, getting drafted to the Titans. He's not wearing all these chains. He's not doing X, Y, and Z. He's all about business. And I think that's obviously a testament to him and his parents and who he is as a person, but I also think that also comes through this building at the same token.
Brother, I wish, I have to say this.
Yes, please.
Because we go and we really want to be successful, man. And we tell them, look, man, we had the NFL scouts here real early and late so they could see everything about you.
Yeah.
We don't want to sell something false to the NFL. We want a good reputation. But we're working red zone ball, and the coordinator at the time, he's trying to bluff and then bring zero. I remember Cam, he's about to ask what's happening. He looks over at him and goes, Coach, You got to bring that bullshit at me. Said, Hut, bam, boom, touchdown. And then gave him one of those.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, brother, you can't be doing that shit. You know what I mean? But keep doing it. Good job.
Actually.
No, the guy was an absolute Miami legend in the 1 year he spent here. And I know his parents come in all the time. And he's awesome, man. You know, hopefully you won't don't beat him up, man. You know, keep him healthy. You know?
I think Maxx
we'll
did
have
hit
more
him with
battles. Yeah, I did his dance after I sacked him. And I know he was probably pissed at me. But I'm
gonna send that to him today.
Yeah, he got to. But no, you could just tell, man. When you're out there, there's the Patrick Mahomes, certain guys like that. We talked about it, on the podcast after the game. I was like, he's got the it factor you can't really explain.
That's great to hear, man.
It's cool, and the way everybody talks about him, everything's been positive besides the dad bod. That's the only thing.
That's an all-quarterback thing. No, come on now.
He's going to call me and hit me
Brogan's
with the
dad bod too.
Yeah,
I mean,
thanks.
it just really said things. Yeah, just part of it. But no, it's crazy. I wanted to ask. Sorry, Brogan.
No, you're good.
Just going off the quarterbacks, you go from Cam Ward to Carson Beck, and two totally different dudes, totally different personalities, different walks of life. He's coming from Georgia. Cam came from the FCS school to watch. He had a completely different journey. Kind of speak on that, transitioning from Cam Ward to Carson Beck, and how was Carson when he came in here, and what was his style of leadership, in comparison, and just what did what was he like, and how did he do, just as a leader and as a quarterback for your team?
Well, the first thing we analyzed was his film, and in 2023 he had really good protection. And good receivers, and he was arguably, the top quarterback off the board. And then 24, they had their team had a lot of graduates, a lot of guys that I think transferred or moved on. So they had the most drops, and he was arguably the most battered quarterback in the country. So his numbers took a dip, and then he got whacked there at the end where he had to get the surgery. And I'm like, I need to dig into this guy, because he shows everything that you want in a quarterback. He's getting, seems like some people were coming at him in a certain way. And then people that I trust in the industry were like, man, that guy's a dude. He's quieter, but it's not due to anything but just he processes things and he rolls. That guy's brilliant. I mean, he's a smart, we had Herbert when I was out at Oregon and whatnot, who's an absolute super stud. And Carson is that type of IQ. I mean, and he's that kind of a worker and a grinder. So we went on him because of the belief in what we saw in film. The offensive line and the receivers we had, the system fit him perfectly. And we got, a couple of gargantuan running backs that could really pound the ball as well. We thought it would be a great match as long as he was healthy. And so we examined all that stuff, and, it wasn't really a risk because the doctors were all in, like, this is going to be fine. It won't be perfect, but it'll be fine. So, but when he got here, it was very different than Cam.
I bet,
For sure.
Cam, I could tell Cam's here when he parks because I could hear him.
100%.
And then Carson, I'm sorry, was he was quiet, but like in a good way. He's always thinking like ball and doing ball. He's another 5:30 guy, stay till late guy. He's just a really, really good dude. And I thought the best part was there was so much stuff on him, always on TikTok and relationship news and this news.
It seemed like every other day they were coming after him.
And he got here and he said, that's it. He got off that.
There was no more noise after
Let's
that.
work.
Done.
Yes.
Done. And all his focus was being around his teammates, going to get stuff to eat with them, working, grinding, golfing, fishing, and doing ball. And he was awesome, man. I mean, he helped us achieve what hasn't been done in Miami in a long, long time, and elevated the profile of the program. And he was an accountable, tough, hardworking guy that really just never found the need to be outspoken, and he led in a different manner. But I love him. I love both those guys. We've been super fortunate with the quarterbacks that we've had here. So, he hopefully, I think he'll do great in Arizona.
Absolutely.
What is up, guys? Lately, I've been trying to dial into the basics a little bit more, and sleep was the obvious place to start. And as you guys know, I switched to Helix mattress a while back. I've got the Helix Dawn Elite mattress, and it is elite, by the way. And it's been a noticeable upgrade from what I had before. I used to wake up constantly from being too hot, or my back hurting, or my neck hurting. And that's pretty much gone now. I fall asleep quicker, I stay asleep longer, and don't wake up feeling completely wrecked. And what makes Helix Sleep different is that they don't just have one mattress. They've got 20 plus models based on how you actually sleep. Side, like myself, or stomach, like myself, or maybe you sleep on your back. And whatever that is, they match you to something that fits. And the real kicker, it's also hybrid, so it's supportive without feeling stiff. Helix will ship it straight to your door for free. You get a 120-night free trial, and there's limited lifetime warranty, so you're not locked into something if it's not right. And they even found that 82% of people saw an increase in deep sleep using a Helix mattress, which honestly, that tracks. If your sleep setup isn't great right now, it's probably worth fixing. So head on over, guys, to helixsleep.com/therush for 27% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/therush for 27% off site-wide and an exclusive offer for our listeners of The Rush with Maxx Crosby. Make sure you enter our show name at checkout so they know that we sent you guys. helixsleep.com/therush. Back to the show.
Speaking and staying on the quarterback trend, you bring in Darian Mensah from Duke, who I was huge fan of last year watching him, throwing over 4,000 yards, which in college not a whole lot of people do. It is hard. Yeah. And I don't even know the last person that probably did it at Duke. Maybe Daniel Jones, and that's just a guess off the top of my head. But can you just speak to your excitement with him and being able to work with him so far and going through spring and just kind of your expectations from the two previous quarterbacks we talked about and kind of taking that torch, but also taking that to the next level?
Yeah, I think he's a blend of both.
Yeah.
You know, I think he is he's a dude. He is very well liked by his teammates because he works his ass off, because he's tough, because he can flat out play. He gives great effort. He's about team. He's engaging. You know, he gets it.
Yeah.
You know, he's a guy. If you're a lineman, I want to block for that dude. You know?
Yeah.
You know how it is, man.
100%.
I mean, you're in the huddle like, man, who is this son bitch? Or you're like, let's go, brother.
Let's go to war.
Let's go do it.
No
And-
second guessing.
But man, he's ultra talented. I mean, he's accurate. He can make it happen on the move with his legs, with his arm. He sees the field really well. He understands because he's taking a deep dive into how protections work.
Yeah.
All you guys with your sim pressures and all that shit you guys do, you made it really hard for us.
Four-man
Just so
rush.
you know,
I'm a
you know.
four-man rush.
Yeah.
I love that right there.
I
You
believe
know,
that's true
let
football.
those dudes go to work,
Yeah,
right?
they go cover. We'll take care
Let
of
the other
that.
guys bluff around back that, right?
Yeah, we don't want the low guys.
but that's he gets it and he understands ball really well. We think he's going to be spectacular. And the best part, he's humble, he's driven, and he understands this team. We haven't done anything yet, so all about going to work. He's going to be a stud.
Before Max takes us over, I have to ask because we talked about Cam in that draft in that green room, right? And you've spent the last two years at the green room, and we were talking with Cam beforehand about the streak that goes on at Miami every single year about guys being drafted. And when you took this program over, you were getting on a flight, right? Correct? and you held it up to make sure that the streak was going to stay alive.
Oh, yeah.
Can you just speak to that and just the greatness that comes along with it? Maybe if you had any heart palpitations going on during that time as well. But just speak to that if you can.
Well, I mean, there were some hard issues I had to, probably get checked out at the time where we leave Oregon. We had just played in 3 straight conference titles.
Yeah.
Win 2 of them. 3 straight top 10 picks, right? Justin Herbert, Penei Sewell, Kayvon Thibodeau. We land. We've got spring ball kind of going. We're trying to raise some funds, and we're trying to leave. I forget. We're somewhere in the Carolinas, and we're headed back. And they say, hold on. They've asked us to stay put. You may have to get on, one of the media platforms to discuss the draft. I go, what do you mean discuss? We just got here. We don't. He's like, well, you might have Miami go undrafted for the first time in 50-plus years. I look over at our general manager. I'm like, what the hell did we do?
What'd you sign
What are we
up for?
doing, man?
A great start.
It's like we have a lot of work to do, I've been watching Miami from afar for a long time. I never thought I'd be back. I mean, it was always when I was interviewed as a GA, Butch Davis asked me, why do you want to be a GA? And I flat out told him, I want your job one day,
Love that.
Yeah.
And that was 28 years ago. And I never thought I'd be back. And when it happened, you watch from afar for 20 years and it just pisses you off, man.
Yeah.
Having played here, and I was dead average, but the guys I played with were phenomenal, and I was part of that brotherhood. And I love Miami, and it was just time, and that was like a full, just a right cross right between the eyes that said, this is the problem, right? April has to be a direct reflection of what January looks like, the end of the season, and they're directly proportional, not inversely proportional. A lot of draft picks equals a lot of wins, So, it was we already had a wake up call when we arrived and saw, but that was like the ultimate, like, all right, here's the wake up call and a kick in the crotch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Double
got 'em
whammy.
both. Double whammy. No doubt.
100%.
Yeah.
Who was the biggest influence on your coaching career? Who were the guys that helped you, shape how you coach and what you do?
Number one, my high school coach, because we were, my parents, both Cuban, they met here, got married, they 2 jobs, night school, learned the language, kind of speak like Scarface in the house. You know what I mean, man?
I love that.
We had to learn it. I told you, man, one time, okay? So it was awesome, but we were baseball players, and Dennis Lavelle, man. Dennis Lavelle, Fred Foyle, may he rest in peace, our O-line coach, my brother and I. Got a shout out Miami, Jimmy Johnson brought us in.
Legend.
Oh, man, unbelievable. I want to meet him for a fishing trip sometime in the summer down there. He's
awesome.
So wise, man. Got just great nuggets, and love him. Dennis Erickson, played for him. Greg Schiano, incredible influence, man. I mean, no one understands what he has done during his time around the country, and especially at Rutgers most recently. Butch Davis, who gave me a shot as a GA. Larry Coker, who gave me a shot as a GA. Nick Saban, I worked for him, people complain, there's no complaints. He was great. Yeah. He was if you love ball and you work hard, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Getting your I've been getting my ass ripped my entire life, so that was nothing new. So I mean, those were it, man. They were absolutely awesome. They were awesome, and then having the opportunity to go out there and do it in the different spots. Coaching is awesome, man.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Avoid all the real world bullshit. You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
Get to stay in the football world, right, and do what we love to do. And
It's a dream.
it's like whenever you go out to practice, it's like you're in the recess bell in school, man. Get on the grass. Let's go have fun. Get
a
away
good
from
way
all
to
the
put it.
bullshit. So,
100%.
Well, you're doing what you're destined to do, and that's cool because so many people struggle, I feel like, to find that purpose, right? Or they're doing something deep down, they're like, I'm not impacting people the way I want to, or even just feeling fulfilled in that sense. So it's super cool for you to be able to recognize that and to be able to fulfill that every single day. I want to ask you this because I feel like I'd be remiss, especially for the viewers. I feel like a side of you, and we just got to know each other, and I'm loving every second of it. Okay,
here we go.
I'm loving every second of it, but I know
I'm widely documented as the most boring interview in sports, just so you know. So it'll be a boring answer to whatever comes out here.
I don't think
killing
so. Was there a part of you smiling deep down when Ruben got drafted, right? And you see all the guys go up to the mirror and they're doing the whole 9, doing this, and the crowds watch them, and he just scooped the hat and went right to the stage. He shook his hands out like he's fighting, which we know you're a huge fight fan. So is he. Boxes every day, damn near. We go to UFC fights all the time. But was there something in you that was like, that's my fucking guy right there? Lunch pail, hard worker, he's ready to go prove it. All business.
Brother, absolutely.
Yeah, I knew it. I just knew it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's gosh, how do I even articulate this? Yeah, it's man, I had it in my head there for a second, but it's like there's no fancy BS to the guy. Yeah. I mean, like I wish and I don't wish, I'm glad we didn't, but we get into the playoffs and these press conferences on the other teams, like you saw what first team we played, A&M said about Ruben. And then the next team was same thing. Just you should see and feel the intensity of what those meetings were like. And we'll keep the language and the messaging, private, never.
The fans interpret what they want.
But it took on. It really is. It was perfect. It is perfect for what he is, his mentality. I mean, like that guy, like he needed any more motivation.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that guy needed to, like that guy wakes up wanting to kick somebody's ass every day. That's all he, thinks about all the time. So, yeah, I think I love it. The snatching of the hat.
Yeah, me too.
Going right over there. I hope that's a thing going forward. You know what I mean? I love it.
The guy that probably should have been a higher draft pick, just take the damn hat and keep walking. I love it, though. You could just see his style of play. And for me, D-line is all I watch all day, every day. And him and Mesidor are very different. but they're both animals when it comes to play style. And I mean, Mesidor, I was hyping him up for the draft, and of course the Chargers take him. So now I got to watch him play us 2 times a year. So now it's like we're ultimate. We're in competition already, which I love. But it's just cool to see, like, just if you love football, it's a little thing, but everyone talks about, pass rushers and the ideal perfect guy. He needs to be 6'6" or this or whatever. And pass rush, there's some of the best pass rushers of all time. Like Elvis Dumervil is random, but like he's 5'11", 270 pounds. Mm-hmm. Then you have Jason Taylor, who looks like an NBA power forward, and they come in all shapes and sizes. But you can't measure what's in here. And you see with Ruben Bain, you're talking about a guy who's dominated across the board all year, and they're talking about arm length. He's like, okay, sounds good. Every team, line them up in front of me, I'm going to just destroy every offense in front of you. So I just love to see that, because guys that are wired the right way, when the crowd and everybody on the outside is just instilling doubt, it's like, thank you. Yes. I appreciate it. I'm like, you're doing me a solid. Yes. And it's like, we all go through it. We have those times in our careers, or when the people are doubting you just think in the back of your head, like, just watch. People right now, I'm dealing with this stuff. Trade doesn't go through all this adversity, and people are like, you good? And blah, blah. I'm like, okay. I got nothing to say. I've never been better. I just can't wait. I said, do you think I need any more motivation? You know what I mean? It's like, that's what you wake up for if you're wired the right way. So it's just cool to see, man, the program that you're building and establishing here, seeing the U at where it needs to be in national championships and playing in those those big games, the Miami's, the USC's, like we talked about. That's what we grew up on. You know what I mean? I'm 28 years old. Brogan's 32, and it's like, or about to be 32.
Yeah, thank you.
But I'll clarify that.
Aging me over
But it's
here.
like, those are the days we grew up watching the Ohio States, Miami, USC. You know what I mean? The Reggie Bush is like you said, Sean Taylor's, the guys like that are like, that's what we grew up on. So just seeing those programs back at the top, and seeing a guy like you who's really a Miami to the core type of guy. I mean, you're even Cuban. I mean, you're the most Miami you can possibly
go. Yo me quedé aquí en Miami, coño, okay?
They gotta love that down here.
We should have had Scarface.
They gotta love it.
Got to. But it's just incredible, man, to see what you're doing and what you're building. We love football. That's why we do this. We do it purely because we just love talking ball, and you're building something extremely special. And we're gonna end it with this. We hit everybody with this Mount Rush, and have everybody hit them with a different. If we got a running back, we'll make them do running backs, things like that. But for you, we're going to put you on the spot, and this might be impossible to answer, but who is your Mount Rushmore of Miami Hurricanes all time? That's insane. And we just walked through the halls. We're like, bro.
Yeah, good luck grabbing 4 out of 5.
So good luck. You're going to piss a lot of people off right now. But it's out of respect.
Man. Oh, all right. Damn, I can't put my high school coach. Can I have a little monument for him?
Yeah,
I know what I mean?
Honorable mention.
Mount Rushmore, Miami. Well, then, you know what? I got a safe answer. Yeah, I'm good. You know what? Let's go with the 4 coaches that won a national title.
I love that.
How about that?
That's awesome.
PR train.
But do you realize the moment I go any other route, what my phone would look like?
Oh, my.
I already know.
Man, we used to go out and practice. I kicked your ass. You know what I mean?
You have Michael Irvin in here.
Oh, my God.
Sab would jump, kick through the window.
You know what? Absolute. And a brotherhood like no other.
Yeah.
Like, I was terrified when I'd come out to practice. Like, I want to be here, but I'm going to get killed.
Yeah.
And when 2 weeks in, when you're getting Cortez Kennedy, man, trying to block that guy, like, he launches you. Like, it hurts, like, every day. And then 2 weeks in, like you become part of a brotherhood that's absolutely, that's why I came back. It wasn't because I was born here. It was because I was part of that brotherhood. Yeah. And it was the best time of my life.
Yeah.
And I am every day killing myself to make sure these guys experience that. Yeah. But now at world-class, diploma. When I went here, it was like Suntan U. You know what I mean? Now it's a first-class elite diploma and an unbelievable city that provides ridiculous opportunities. But the brotherhood.
Yeah.
The brotherhood.
No one, I could be wrong in this sense, and obviously we'll let you wrap it up, Max, but there's no school, and I could be wrong, you can fact check it all you want, but you have more alumni legends that are at practice, the spring game, they're on your sidelines. I don't know any other school that has that. And I just think it's super, super cool to see that even if you didn't go to the U. You'd be like, those guys really care. They have all the money in the world. They're Hall of Famers. They don't have to do anything. And they choose to continue to be around and support these young guys in what their dreams are. And as a coach, it's probably like a nice little flex. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I got all the best players in the world, or the guys you idolized growing up right here on the sidelines. I'm sure it's intimidating to your point, like you said, but it's super, super cool to see that. And no one else, I truly feel like I can say that, has that.
It's awesome that it's growing.
Exactly.
Like now this next class, they're able to do the same thing for the young guys. So, yeah, man, it's, again, it's always for me. And I still say UM, because for me, in my head, it's still UM.
Yeah. Yep.
Or like my Cuban parents say, the UM, ¿cómo está the UM? It's like Miami Miami's just getting started. Miami has a lot of work to do. Stay humble. We got to shut up, go work our asses off, and go take care of business. Canes are ready to go to work, man.
Yo, before we keep going on with the show, quick shout out to Bond Charge for sponsoring this episode. They just sent me their sauna blanket to try, and I've actually been loving it. Bond Charge makes science-backed wellness products designed to help with things like sleep, recovery, and overall wellness. And their products are built to fit easily into your routine. With everything that we've got going on over here at The Rush, training, travel, recording the podcast, recovery is huge. And finding ways to relax and reset at home makes a massive difference. And for me, that is the sauna blanket. I've been using the sauna blanket mostly after workouts or at night when I'm just winding down. It basically gives you that deep infrared sauna heat at home without having to go anywhere. You just roll it out, get inside, and relax for just a little bit. And I will tell you guys, since I've been using it, it's been a really good way to release tension and reset, especially after training. It creates a solid sweat that helps me loosen up and unwind, and it's honestly pretty easy to work into a normal night routine. Let's take it another step further though, guys, okay? I also like that Bond Charge focuses on premium wellness products that are grounded in science and actually built with a purpose. Another cool thing is, guys, that it's HSA and FSA eligible, which means you can potentially save up to 40% depending on your plan. If you're ready to feel better, go to bondcharge.com and use code RUSH to save 15% off your sauna blanket. Again, that's BONCHARGE.com. Use code RUSH to save 15% off your sauna blanket. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition. Back to the show.
No, we appreciate you taking the time. It's an absolute honor to be here.
Honor to have you guys, man.
Dude,
Looking forward to
so
your
guys.
God bless you for health.
Yes, sir.
A tremendous return. May you continue kicking ass at the highest level like you always have. I mean, it's an honor to have you here. I can't wait to watch you. Hopefully you won't crush Cam, when you get a chance. But looking forward to you doing your thing, man. God bless you, bro.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, man. We that's all we got on the Rush this week. I mean, big shout out to the U, Mario Cristobal, the whole entire U in general. It's an incredible experience. We're just getting started. We're going to take a little bit, more time, talk to a couple of the guys, but it truly is an honor to be here, man. And, we talked about it on the phone with Cam. I was like, I'm an honorary Cane, for the time. And, I was a late bloomer, so y'all probably weren't looking my direction. But
let's keep this in mind now. Do you ever see Miami Vice?
Of
old school.
My mom was an extra in Miami Vice.
Okay.
And
That's
incredible.
we can go beyond the honorary Cane thing. It is. What time is it? 10. By 12 o'clock, I can have you a fake ID. Raul Rodriguez Espinosa. 20-year-old transfer from blank college. I'll have you an NIL deal by 4 o'clock. One more year. College ball. Can we do it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I can't wait.
I love it. That's awesome.
I love it. That's all we got on the Rush, man. We love y'all. We're out of here.
I ain't the driver, the one in the back. Feeling like Crosby, I'm turned to the max. You with, he ain't talking about